I'm Ginny Hare. I'm the director of the Canned Food Alliance, and I'm here in beautiful Live Oak, California. And today we're going to be visiting with Stephen Filter of Filter Farms. He's a fourth generation California cling peach grower, and we're going to be learning about how these beauties get into this can. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Stephen Filter. I'm a fourth generation family farmer here in Live Oak, California. I farm alongside my dad and his three brothers, and we have been California cling peach producers for Pacific Coast producers for many years.
Well, thank you for joining us today. So for everyone watching, we are in Live Oak, California. So we're about 45 minutes from our state capital, Sacramento, correct?
Correct.
And Stephen, how far are we from the cannery in Oroville?
So we're actually only about 15 to 20 minutes up the road from the cannery in Oroville. So when our fruit is harvested here, it actually has a very short trip.
So it's literally picked and then packed the same day in?
Very quickly, yes.
Okay.
We hand pick most of our fruit. It's loaded onto a truck, weighed, and straight to the cannery.
Oh, great. Well, tell me, I'm looking at the peaches and I can see that these guys are still a little bit on the green side. So where are we? What varietal is this, and about how long until these are harvested?
So the orchard we're in today is actually the variety Starn. It is a cling peach, and it'll be harvested toward the end of August. It is actually our last variety we will harvest this year.
Okay. And for those people who don't know, what's the difference between a cling peach and just a Freestone peach, a peach that I might just buy at a farmer's market or a grocery store?
Yeah, so the biggest thing between a processing peach, a cling peach, or a fresh market peach, a Freestone peach, is how the flesh actually comes off of the pit.
Oh, so that's why it's called cling. Okay.
And a Freestone, the pit or the stone, comes freely from the meat really easy. So it's really easy to eat fresh market, fresh off the tree.
So are clings firmer? Are they better for canning, or?
Clings are a little bit firmer.
Okay.
They make the canning and slicing process at the plant go a lot smoother, and also prevents, since the flesh actually sticks to the pit, it prevents any pit fragments from getting into the cans.
Okay. Well, your orchard's beautiful. So tell me, what's a typical day like for a California cling peach grower?
So for a California cling peach grower, it really varies depending on the time of year. One constant is we're always monitoring, always evaluating our orchard. To really grow the best and most nutritious peaches, we have to grow healthy and strong trees. And so throughout the year, whether it's in the winter when we're pruning, we're always doing pest control. We're also trying to build healthy soil, always monitoring if the tree needs water or nutrients.
I know from conversations that I've had with other growers up and down the state of California, one of the things that comes across is their love of the land, how they're stewards of the land. Are there things that you have done that have made your ranch more sustainable, whether from a water standpoint or a pest management standpoint?
Yes, so we constantly continue to improve, and that's actually one of the benefits of me being kind of the younger generation, is I get to learn some of the technology and bring it back to the ranch. We used to be primarily flood irrigation, used a lot of water, was constantly working up the soil, releasing carbon. Now we're mostly sprinklers, like you can see in this block.
Little like micro irrigation?
Little micro irrigations. That actually allows us to put on more efficient irrigation right when the tree needs it, closer up to harvest without wasting any extra water. We also employ electronic moisture sensors that actually measure the soil down to about 48 inches. So we're able to literally look on our phone and check where our orchard is at.
Oh, wow.
Besides that, we're continually trying to improve our practices to increase soil fertility. We always are watching, making sure we're not having any runoff off of the fields.
Sure.
And pest control, pest control is very expensive and time consuming and laborious, and so we don't ever perform any type of pest control that's not absolutely necessary. And even when we do, we only do it under very strict standards.
Okay. Well, no, I had no idea that you could even now check your phone and check this one. That's wow. There's been, I know, lots of advances. But in the middle of this sort of these technological advances, you're a fourth generation farmer. You're carrying on a family tradition. Was this started by your your great grandfather?
Yes, so
Okay.
my great grandfather actually came over from Germany in the late 1800s,
Oh,
and
wow.
ended up here in Live Oak working for the Berg family farm, and actually started farming on some of the same ground we're farming today.
Wow. Well, and so what does it mean to you personally to be carrying on this family tradition?
It means a lot to me. It's it's definitely a big legacy. I think what's most important to me is getting to farm alongside my dad. I know I get to walk the orchards with him, and we spend a lot of time together, and I learn the same lessons from him and some of the same orchards where he learned lessons from his father.
Oh,
And during the rough times, and all farmers have rough times, we're able to lean on each other. When we have a great year and great harvest, we're able to celebrate together, and it definitely means a lot to me.
oh, that's wonderful. So what are some of your family traditions around peaches? What are some of your favorite ways to eat peaches, to eat canned peaches? How do you enjoy them as a family?
So definitely, we even though they're going for canning, always enjoy eating that first peach right off of our
Sure,
trees.
yeah.
We can every year at home, very similar to what PCP does, obviously just on a much smaller scale. Definitely the nice part about that is we always have delicious peach cobblers. My mom, my wife make the best ones, right around the holidays. But we just, we enjoy it. We enjoy producing that good product.
Right. No, well, and that's something, if you think about what you and, what your mom does and your grandmother does as far as putting up peaches in a can, that's so similar to what Pacific Coast Producers does, but just on a larger scale, correct? Am I understanding it properly?
Correct, yes. We basically take the fruit at peak ripeness when it has a real high nutritional value.
Right.
And we pack it with some light juice, and it's preserved until you're ready to eat it right off the shelf. So it's very similar. The only thing is,
Delicious.
while we do a few small boxes, PCP does, tens
Right.
of thousands of tons.
Right, right. Okay, so if that's the case, if what you do at home, just adding either a little sugar water or a little juice, and same thing with Pacific Coast Producers, either packing it in an extra light syrup or a juice, if those two are similar, why are there misperceptions about canned peaches and about canned fruit? I mean, what do you think is the greatest misperception, and what do we need to know about that?
I think, unfortunately, a lot of misperceptions about canned fruit and the ag industry in general just come from lack of knowledge. I think the biggest misconception I've heard about canned fruit is that they actually aren't healthy. They aren't nutritious. They can't compare with nutritional value of something you would get, say, at a fresh market or a farmer's market.
Right.
However, that couldn't be, further from false.
Terrific. Yeah, absolutely.
The peaches that when we pick them, they're, like I said, they're very ripe. They're ready to be eaten. They go to a cannery, right up the road, and are packed very quickly. And also, they maintain their nutritional value. So even if you do end up pulling that can off of the shelf in, say, December, you're eating the same type of nutrition that you would if you ate it right off the tree.
Right.
And actually, an Oregon State study has proved in the past that peaches can actually increase in nutritional value through the canning process.
Right. No, they actually, yeah, what Bob Durst discovered at Oregon State University was that not only are fresh cling peaches on par with canned cling peaches, but thanks to the actual canning process, the heat that's involved when you're canning, key nutrients are increased. So vitamin C goes up, antioxidants go up, and actually folate goes up 10 times. It makes those nutrients a bit more bioavailable so our bodies can absorb them. And absolutely eat a fresh peach when they're in season, but eat canned peaches all year round because you're going to get, an extra boost.
Right.
So, Stephen, one of the things that I know you're passionate about and that we're passionate about at the Canned Food Alliance and Pacific Coast Producers is passionate about is the importance of buying American. So tell me, why should we be looking at the back of a can? Why should we be looking at where these products come from? Why is it so important?
Well, I think one of the reasons it's very important is here in the United States and in California, we're held to very high food safety standards.
Right.
From out here in the orchards to the handling to the cannery to even in your grocery stores, we're held to some of the highest standards in the world. Besides that, we're held to standards here on the farm, both food safety and environmentally wise.
Right.
Another really important reason is by buying American, you're actually supporting hundreds of families in your greater community.
Yes.
From my family to my workers' families to the truck driver, those at the cannery,
Right.
and all the other support industries in agriculture. By buying American, you're supporting them.
I also know one of the things that gives me comfort as a consumer and as a mom is that well, first of all, there's never been an incident of a foodborne illness in canned peaches or in canned fruit. But I know that if for some reason, if there was an issue, that on the back of the can code that or I should say the can code has the ability to actually trace back. So not only to trace back to the cannery, but to trace back to the grower and to even the specific orchard block if we needed to, just from a food safety standpoint. So for me, that's huge peace of mind.
Yeah, correct. And it's peace of mind for us as growers too, because I want to be able to feed Americans the best food we can,
Well,
nutritious, safe. And so if a problem does arise, I'm glad that it can come back to
Right.
the ranch and we can correct that.
Right. So Stephen Filter, I just want to say thank you so much for all of your time. Thank you for sharing your beautiful orchard with us. Thanks for all of your insight. I just think it's so important for everyone on our virtual tour to know where their food comes from, to know how it gets into the can, and to know how committed our growers are to producing the very best product possible. So thank you.
Of course, thank you.